Good evening, my junk removal peeps. How we doing today, man? Whew, it is a nice evening today, and you know, I kind of wanted to do a motivational video, but also video kind of talks about how I started out and how my business grew, and the motivation that it took for me to really start it off. You know what I mean? To really kick off. Like, when was the time that I quit that job of mine? You know what I mean? When was that time that I said, golly, I need to quit. I need to start doing this full time. When did that happen? You know, when did it occur to me? So I want to take it from the start. You know what I mean? I want to tell y'all how I got motivated to start my junk removal service and get to where I am now with all those things behind me. Yeah. So I guess I've talked about this in the past, about really started off, but for the people that haven't heard it, let's start from the beginning. So let's be honest. I mean, how did it start off? My dad helped me out. He gave me a van. You know, I was working at a hotel, and well, things weren't going so good, and I said, man, I could be doing something else where I can work for myself. But when was the time to quit? You know, when was the time to quit? So the day that I said to myself, I'm never gonna allow someone else to fire me, ever. How can someone control my life, and how can I prevent that? How can I prevent that from ever happening to me? And you know what? To ask my dad if I could borrow one of his vans that he wasn't using. See, my dad was a shoe salesman, and he used to set up shoes on the side of the road in Dallas, and we used to make a lot of money, so I knew the hustle. And every day after football practice, my dad came and got me and took me to work with him. Yeah, I worked almost every day with my father in Dallas, and that's why I'm good at directions in Dallas. And the first thing I did was started posting on Craigslist and started telling people furniture, move it from one location to another location. And I'd only charge them $250 to fill up my dad's van. And guess what? It worked. So after doing that for about 7 months, I arrived at a woman's house, and she was actually Luke Riley Honda's wife. Here in Texas, Luke Riley Honda and the DFW Metroplex, they're really popular. They're a car dealership, and Luke Riley Honda. So if you're familiar with that, I did their house, okay? I did their house about 7.5 years ago. And when I arrived at her house, Miss Hiley, she was like telling me to remove this and remove that, and most of the stuff I was grabbing was just trash. And I kept on loading it into my dad's van, which I had already adopted, right? My dad didn't want no money for it. So I was thinking in my head, where am I gonna move all this trash? It was trash. I mean, she had bags of trash and she was throwing it in my truck, and I'm thinking I'm doing a move. She never told me it was a trash removal. She told me I was moving things, right? So she said, will you pick up the stuff next to my husband's Porsche? Will you pick up my stuff right next to my Land Rover? Will you pick up the stuff next to the Audi R8? And I was like, okay, I guess. And I'm moving all this trash, and I put it in my van, and I said to her, ma'am, where would you like to move me? Where would you like me to move her trash to? And she said, well, take it to the landfill. And I said, what? What are you talking about? What landfill? And she said, yeah, there's one right down the street. Just take it down there, and I'll give you $400 for the whole truck being full. And I said, are you effing kidding me? She's gonna pay me $400 to throw this trash away? Holy shit! And that's when it started. That's when I realized, holy cow, I can get paid for removing trash? Guys, that was the starting of buying my first truck. You know what happened? I had money saved up from the van and all the moves that I was making. I decided to buy a truck. It was something like what you see back here, but it was an F350 7.3 diesel truck, and that was my first official truck that I bought. I still use my dad's truck. Oh yeah, I still used it. But man, I wasn't using it like the 350 I was using. And guys, that's where it took off. Oh man, I ragged that truck out like it was crazy. I stopped and I started thinking, how and when should I expand my business? And you know, I was working with a guy named Jose, and Jose had told me, hey Ricardo, you know, are you gonna make this business big? He was my first employee. And I said to him, yeah, I wanna make it big. What do I do? And he goes, well, you need a website. You know, you need to get bigger than what we are right now. And that's when I started studying. That's when I started buying books. And I went to Barnes & Nobles, and I remember, guys, I bought all these books. I bought $238 worth of books on SEO, social media, anything that happened to do with Google AdWords, and all this stuff. And that's when it took off. I started pounding at a website. It's building a dominant website. I had to build it, guys. And you know what? It worked. In less than 6 months, I ranked a website #1 on Google, and it sat there for about 5 or 6 years. It eventually got deranked, and I built another one, and it did it again. I kept on doing it, but that's when I built it, my business. That's when my business exploded. And there I was on the cusp of building something just incredible. I had the idea, build a website and the people will come, and sure enough, they did. Oh, they came, guys. Yeah, I was averaging about 3-4 jobs a day, man, and I could not control it. So then the bad news, you know, Jose notified me, my first employee notified me that I was moving to Houston because his wife wanted to be closer to her family. And I said, okay. And then he told me, Ricardo, if you can build a website here in DFW and make it rank at #1, can you do that in Houston? Ding! I can do this in almost every city if I put my mind to it. Sure enough, guys, I ranked a Houston website. I built a great website, and in less than 9 months, I ranked a Houston website #1. I did it twice to 2 websites, and it took off from there, guys. I interviewed for Houston, for Austin and San Antonio, and I built those 2 up, and I got people to work there, and I still have people that work there right now. And it's successful to me, guys, but you know, they own their own business, and we're not getting real details of that. Let's talk about this thing. When did I buy the dumpster trailer? Okay, well, I've had the dumpster trailer for about 6.5 years. I bought this, guys, 6 years ago. Did it change my aspect of my business? Did it change how I did business? Yeah, it did. I not only could do junk removals, but I could drop off dumpsters too. Big ones, 12-yard dumpsters. And I used to price them at $250. They're now $300. After a lot of time, I started learning lessons not to do construction materials and not to do remodeling because the money wasn't there. So then, guys, I moved to smaller things. After the big 12-yard dumpster, I actually dropped the dumpster at an old lady's house, okay, about 6 years ago. And she filled up the 12-yard dumpster. She only filled it up about 25%. And she looked at me and she said, well, mister, did you ever think of having a smaller dumpster, like 1/2 this size? And that's when I built the mini dumpster. I'll be honest with you, the mini dumpster was a complete success on day 1. I mean, I started blowing out these things. Wow, I could remember the first day some lady said, can you get me one of those little mini dumpsters I saw on your website? And I was like, what? So immediately I started renting these out. I built 3 of them at first, and then it went from 3 to 6, and then from 6 to 9, and I don't even know how many I got now, but there's a lot of those. Guys, I built my business into something that was not there, into an industry that didn't even exist. I mean, sure, 1-800-JUNK was doing it, but there was no small people like me doing it. I was the only idiot out there picking up junk, posting on Craigslist. That's a 12-yard dumpster too. But guys, you know, one of my most dependable, I guess, assets that I've always had was my enclosed trailers, like this one. The enclosed trailer was just something I always used. I loved it. The enclosed trailer made me a lot of money, and I had about 3 of them. I'm down only to 2, and I really use this one more than anything. By the way, it's got a flat tire. So guys, as my business grew, so did the expansion of everything that I had. I mean, I had to have trucks for everything, right? I needed a truck for the mini dumpsters, and that's when I got the F350 gas vehicle right here, guys. It's an older vehicle. It's a 95, but hell, it still pulls. And then I went from there, guys, and I got the Ford 550, the one that you usually see me filming on, and that's that bad boy right there. It's a beast. It pulls just about everything I have, but usually I only attach that to mini dumpsters or the 12-yard dumpster that's right there. By the way, there's another mini dumpster. Guys, you know, I needed something to even pull my big 12-yard dumpster, and that's when I purchased this truck right here. This is the Chevrolet 3500, and I put the dumpster trailer on the back of it, guys. I needed it, so I made that purchase. So now I have a truck for every kind of job that I do, for junk removals, for mini dumpsters, dropouts, and 12-yard dumpsters. But it didn't stop there, guys, because you know what? I needed a piece of property to put it on, and that's where we're at right now. And this is actually where we're gonna hold the 2018 Dallas Junk Removal Summit. The headquarters here in Frisco, Texas, in the DFW area, guys. And I've moved from going from my dad's vehicle to a big property like this that 8 months ago. Probably the best thing, my pride and joy, that I've ever done in my life, property. And I've used it so much that I actually live on the property. Yep. And that right there is the studio that's still getting built, but should be done before October. There it is right there, guys. We're painting it right now. We're doing a lot of stuff here, guys. And I want people to know that, yeah, there was struggles. Yeah, there was struggles in junk removal. Was it a risk that I took? Yeah. What is it a risk that I took building the mini dumpster? Yeah, but I knew that would work, guys. You know, I had this business so long, come so easy for me, that I've enjoyed it so much, and I pass that information to other people that have the same dream that I had 8 years ago to build this business is the same place you need to be, guys. And I try to help people out as much as I can, and with their websites and doing stuff for them. Guys, if I can do it, you can do it, man. Just put your heart into it. I hope this video that I do for y'all motivates y'all, man. Yeah, this place is kind of messy today, but I hope that what I'm saying could motivate you to get a property this big, that could help you out, that you can hold your own summit one day. You can get to the point where you don't have to worry about bills on a daily basis. I hope that works out for y'all, man. Because it did for me, and I'm not the smartest person in the world. Anyway, guys, please let this video motivate you. Please let this video get into your heart to help you build your business as big as mine is. Because I always say I'm still a small guy in big, you know, in a big pond. But you know what? I'm loving it too. So guys, if you like this video, don't forget, subscribe over there to the right side. On the left side, check out my other videos. I will talk to y'all later. And don't forget, under the link of the description, 2018 Dallas Summit, October 20th and the 21st this year. Don't forget to sign up. I'll talk to y'all later, guys.